Good morning, my good people. How are you doing? Now, we have been following the meeting in Dubai on climate change. That is after we had another one in Egypt in 2022. And also we had the African Summit on Climate Change in Kenya here in September. Now what is happening in Dubai is COP28 on climate change. I think it's important for us, for those who are in the environmental conservation and climate change, to understand what does COP mean. COP or COP means Conference of Parties. Conference of Parties. In other words, it means countries which signed up on the agreement of what we call the United Nations Forum Conference on Climate Change, UNFCCC, United Nations Forum Commission on Climate Change. So COP means conference of these countries who signed this agreement. So the first conference of parties was in 1995. And the other major conference of parties is COP3, which is also known as Kyoto Protocol, which took place in 1997 in Japan, in Kyoto. The other very important COP is what you normally hear in climate change as the Paris Agreement, which was COP 21, and it was held in Paris in 2015. Also the COP 27 took place in Egypt in 2022, and currently what is going on is COP 28 in Dubai. Basically, the Conference of Parties agree on the previous agreements in the COPs on the way forward on climate change, how to contain the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, to make sure that the global climate change in terms of temperatures, that the temperatures are maintained below 2, or the temperature increase globally are maintained below 2 degrees centigrade. Last year there was a research which indicated that the temperatures, for about 90 days, the temperatures were and increase to around above the normal 1.8 degrees centigrade. So basically, the COPs, which are held every year, are supposed to be a follow-up of what has been agreed in the previous COPs. For example, the Paris Agreement agreed that the developed countries or the industrialized countries whose industries are emitting more of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere are supposed to contribute a total of 100 billion US dollars to the Climate Finance Fund, which will be used in developed countries to mitigate the climate change impacts. So this is what, from 2015, when we are in the Paris Agreement, about the contribution of this climate fund to enable the developed countries who are the least emitters to have activities which will mitigate the impacts of climate change, and also have activities on adaptation. So I'm sure, my dear people, now you understand when we hear about the COPs 28, COP 27, COP 21, COP 3, you really understand what it means. Thank you, Ngundi people. Let's follow up this climate change, which is a very important aspect on our environment. Thank you, Ngundi people, and be blessed.